If you are a Universal Orlando annual pass holder, or if you are considering getting an annual pass, these are some tips and tricks that you need to hear.
If you're new here, on this channel we talk about all things theme parks, including updates, news, and tips and tricks for your next theme park vacation. So if that's something you're interested in, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you've seen our channel before, you probably know that we are huge advocates of the Universal annual passes. We think that they make sense for the vast majority of people. So if you have just taken the plunge and purchased your annual pass, you probably have all kinds of questions like, where do I pick up my pass? How do I get the hotel discounts? And when does my year actually start? So in today's video, we're gonna answer those questions and talk about some of the benefits that we didn't take advantage of for the first few years that we were pass holders. We get asked all the time about the annual pass holder hotel discounts.
And for good reason, because in our opinion, other than admission to the parks, it's the number one reason to get an annual pass.
People want to know where they can see these pass holder rates. They want to know if they need some kind of special code to book them, and if everyone in the room has to have an annual pass. You can find the pass holder rates on Universal's website. The easiest way to navigate to this is through the annual passes tab and clicking the current featured perks. As you scroll down, you should see a link that will take you to the pass holder rates. Now, you don't have to have any kind of special code or anything like that to book these hotel rates.
As a matter of fact, you don't even have to have an annual pass at the time of booking to book the rates. It's kind of like the honor system. You say you have an annual pass, and then when you check in, they will check for that. So you have to have the annual pass at the time of check-in. And no, not everyone in the party has to have one. Like, they're not going to be like, oh, your 3-year-old infant doesn't have an annual pass. Nay, none of you will stay here for cheap. Just for clarity, that means only one person in your group actually needs an annual pass to receive the discounts. Also, keep in mind the discounts are not guaranteed. Just because you have an annual pass does not necessarily mean you will receive a discounted hotel rate.
The discounts are also not released at specified times. So depending on how busy the parks are, they might release the discounted rates 5 months in advance, or they might release them a month in advance, or not at all. So you need to make sure that you check back frequently if you're hoping to get that pass holder rate.
But if I'm supposed to have my annual pass at check-in and I don't already have my annual pass, oh, what am I supposed to do?
So this is actually a really great question.
That right there was us.
The first time that we tried to get those pass holder discounts, we had purchased our annual pass online, but we hadn't picked them up yet. And it says that you have to have that annual pass when you check into your hotel. So we had no idea what to do or where we were supposed to get our pass.
Yeah, so we got dropped off at the hotel by the Uber, and it was almost like, wait, so we have to go to the park, get our pass, then come back here, check in, and then go back to the parks? Yeah, we'll just pay like the extra $700 because we're awkward and we don't want to deal with that situation. So that is the question, right? Like, where do I get my annual pass? And the answer is, it kind of depends. So Universal has a flex pay option for the annual pass, where you can make like a monthly payment on your passes. And if you go that route, you have to pick them up at guest services just outside of the parks. But you can also pay for the passes in full. And if you go that route, there are actually, I think, 3 locations that you can pick your passes up. Once again, the guest services just outside of the parks. There are locations in all of the on-site hotels inside of the lobby where you can pick up your tickets, park passes, whatever. And then there is actually a place, like, it's just inside of City Walk, like at the bottom of the escalators. It's another guest services place. You can pick your passes up there.
If you paid in full for your passes and you're staying on site, the easiest way to pick them up is going to be inside your hotel lobby.
Yeah.
You're gonna be dropped off right at the front door anyway, so you can just jump out, head to that ticketing counter, grab your tickets, and then go check in, and it's just such an easy process.
Yeah.
Now, if for some reason you're not staying on site,
Yeah, or if you're a local and just picking up your passes, like
Right,
all
yeah.
other scenarios.
we would suggest picking them up in City Walk at that guest services area, because it is going to be a lot less busy than the guest services just outside the parks.
It's almost like it's not as well known about. Like
Right.
there's almost never a line there
Right.
anytime that we've been passing by it. So it is like, that's the fastest way in our opinion, because if you start getting up there close to the parks, it's like a nightmare.
Yeah.
The first time that we went, we waited in one line for like 30 minutes, and then they put us in a different line where we waited like 50 minutes, and then they put us in another line where we waited probably close to an hour.
Yeah.
And, you're at a theme park, you're supposed to wait in line sometimes, but that is a ride that I never want to ride again. It's not their fault. It just gets busy. Like, so
Right.
many people are doing it. So many people are trying to pick up tickets, passes, whatever.
Yeah, there's several reasons that
Yeah.
people need to go to that guest services
Yes.
area, and so you don't want to be stuck in that line for a long period of time. Another question that we get a lot is, when does my pass actually start? So when you purchase an annual pass to the parks,
Yep.
regardless of if you do the flex pay or pay in full, you do get 12 months access to the parks.
Annual. It's kind of the root word.
Now, this time frame starts from the first time that you scan your pass and walk through the turnstile. So, for example, if you purchase your pass in January, but you don't actually visit the parks until June, your pass will be good for an entire year starting in June.
But there is a very important aspect to this, and that is like promotions. That's not how they work.
Right.
A lot of times Universal will run a promotion where you get like 15 months for the same price as a normal annual pass.
Right.
And say that promotion is running from January to March. You need to read the fine print, because it is no longer like you walk in and the pass starts when you first walk in. There will actually be, for that promotion, like a activation by date.
Right.
So if the promotion, like I said, is running from January to March, you purchase it in February and you don't go till October, you are not going to get that extra 3 months. You have to be in the parks by the parameters that they set for that promotion.
We actually have firsthand experience with this.
Yeah.
The very first time that we ever purchased annual passes, they were running one of those buy an annual pass and get 3 months free promotions. We had a trip planned for, it was like the mid-April, something like that, and it was in March when we were looking to buy these passes, and this promotion ended at the end of March. So, long story short, our passes were only good for 12 months, even though we expected them to be good for that full 15 months. Another tip is to take advantage of the pass holder lounge. This is going to be located in Universal Studios. It sits kind of across from the Bourne Stuntacular and right next to Schwab's Pharmacy.
So it sounds sort of cliche, but we love the pass holder lounge. Because it's just not ever that busy. It's kind of on that dead, like, low foot traffic side of studios. And our favorite part about it is it's always super air conditioned. Like, it is always so cold in there. So we just really enjoy getting out of the heat sometimes, and that is one of the great places to do it. Keep in mind, every month they put out like a new pass holder button. So at the beginning of the month, it's one of the locations you can grab that, and I think it's probably the most well-known location that you can grab that. So it gets a little hectic at the beginning of the month, but other than that, it's generally not that bad.
Another thing we love about this lounge is this is one of the locations where you can see that exclusive pass holder merch. So if that's something you're interested in, that's a really, really great place to check that out. Another benefit that we haven't been taking advantage of until recently, because it did not exist.
It wasn't in this world.
Until recently, is getting your annual pass holder discount through mobile ordering on the Universal app. So, of course, you can use your Universal app to order food and things like that. And so once you get to that checkout phase, after you go through the menu, pick out all the food and drinks that you want, when you get to that checkout phase, there will be a little place that says add your annual pass discount. So when you click that little button, it'll open up your camera and you can scan your annual pass, and when it scans that, it'll apply that discount to your order.
So keep in mind that only 2 of the annual passes actually give you a discount on food and merchandise, and that is the Preferred and the Premier Pass. This is yet another reason why it is so important to have a fully charged cell phone and the Universal app downloaded on your phone, because of all of these things that they're adding to it that are going to make your Universal trip that much better. Another little tip or trick is that you can upgrade your annual pass at any time, meaning that you can purchase, say, a seasonal pass today, and if you choose, you can upgrade that to a Preferred or a Premier Pass tomorrow. It doesn't matter. This is a great way to save some money. So
say, for example, that you have a trip planned in September and you want to purchase an annual pass, but you just want to stick with the basic seasonal pass. And then July comes around and your family decides to plan a trip for July where your seasonal pass has blockout dates. You can then upgrade from your seasonal pass to another pass where the blockout dates don't apply. And the only thing that you have to do is pay the difference from the seasonal pass to whichever pass that you upgrade to.
Yeah, so like in our situation right now, we were always Premier Pass holders, but due to a lot of different things, we decided to downgrade to the Preferred Pass. But what we realized is currently we have no trips planned where both of us need that Preferred Pass. One of us needs it because of those discounts, like on food and merch. But so currently I have the Preferred Pass, and Anna has the Seasonal Pass. If at any point we decide we're going to go during, like, say, July or Christmas, we'll just upgrade hers. But for now, we're saving like $200, and you would hate to spend that money if you don't need to, like buying the Preferred Pass and then never going when both of us like don't need the pass to get the discount. It just doesn't make sense. So save yourself some money if you don't need, like, everybody in the party doesn't need the same pass. This is a great option for people who are indecisive like me.
So if you are stuck between 2 of the different passes, say you're trying to choose between the Preferred Pass and the Premier Pass, we would suggest going ahead and purchasing the lower tier pass. And then you can visit the parks for a few days and see if that Express Pass after 4 and that extra discount is really going to make that much of a difference to you. And if so, then you can go ahead and upgrade to that Premier Pass.
Like we always say around here, don't spend money that you don't have to. If you can save that money and you're content with the lower tier pass, that is what you should do. But luckily, Universal does give you the option to always upgrade. So there's really, like, it's a win-win situation for everyone. All right, guys, that wraps up today's video. Let us know in the comments down below what tier annual pass you have or what tier annual pass you are currently looking at.
If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up. You can hit that subscribe button and turn on that bell notification so you get an alert every time we post a new video.
Thanks for watching.